Hey, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I'm going to give you a little intro into these SDRs, specifically this one right here. This is the one I just got in. Um, these are made and sold by a gentleman over in Japan. He's been selling these for quite some time, about what I read, about 7 or 8 years on eBay. And he's now, oh, and he also sells it on his website, sell them on his website. This is just two of the models he has. These are the two most recent models he's put together. And he's now selling these on Amazon, which I mentioned in a previous video. And one of my subscribers sent me this one because I had just done a review about 3 weeks ago on this one. This is the Soft66Q that was sent to me by the gentleman that makes these to do some evaluation. He was just getting ready to put them on the market. And this particular one, show it to you a little closer up, it only has a single antenna connection because it's for the lower bands, and it operates from 3 kilohertz, yes, 3 kilohertz up to 28.8 megahertz. So it's only good up to HF, doesn't do VHF and UHF. And it sells on Amazon for $56 presently. You can get them cheaper off of eBay or directly from the gentleman's website. This one is the predecessor to this one. This one does not replace it because they operate on different frequencies. This one has 2 inputs, 2 antenna jacks, one for HF and one for VHF and UHF. And they both have these little switch for changing in different filters depending on the frequency. And I'll be going over this one now. I've already reviewed this one and showed you some actual reception testing. Now these are the adapters I use to adapt this SMA connection to my standard antenna connection. And I just supposed to get in another one since this has 2 ports. I've been doing some testing and it's kind of a pain to switch it back and forth. I'm always concerned about breaking something, so I ordered another one. The other one actually has a short piece of coax so that it's flexible, because another thing this one does, it puts quite a bit of stress on these connectors. So that's coming up. This one, like I say, this one he released before this one. This one will receive from 400 kilohertz to 1.7 gigahertz. So, and one of the antenna connections is for HF and one is for UHF and VHF. So you can actually have 2 antennas hooked up and switch between those 2. This one sells for $48 on Amazon. I got both of these now in my Amazon store if you wish to purchase those through my store, and I get a small commission which I use to buy things to review. One thing, I struggled with this one a little bit because I didn't do my homework, and I was having problems getting anything on HF. And I was attributing it to the fact right now the HF bands are pretty much dead just because of weather conditions and other things. Then I realized, I said, you know, maybe I'm missing something here because it's totally dead on HF. Then I went back to the gentleman's website, and he says when you're using this device and you're using the HF connector, you have to offset your frequency in, say, SD Sharp or whatever software you want to use to control this. You have to offset it by 50 megahertz. So if you want 7 megahertz, you have to dial in your software 57 megahertz. So I went back and did that, and sure enough, I found some of the stronger signals because, like I say, the HF bands are pretty dead right now. And it seems to be working fine. It was just operator error. It's a neat little package. And so I'm going to be doing some actual reception of this in another video. I might not do it right away because the band conditions for HF are terrible. I could do just the VHF, but that's usually VHF for local is more active during the weekday when businesses are up and running and things like that. So anyway, got two connectors. This is the filter. It's got 4 filters that you can select. It has a control here for selecting the gain. The little amplifier that's in here, the gain of that amplifier. And this is the USB port where you connect it to your computer, because this is computer controlled. So that's it. The gentleman's name, and like I say, he's on Amazon now. Sells these on Amazon for a little more because Amazon's taking their cut. He sells them on his website and he sells them on eBay. And I mentioned the link to the eBay for this one, which will also kind of give you the link to this older one. This is his name. I won't even attempt to pronounce it. He's in Japan. Been doing this for 7 or 8 years. This is his amateur radio call sign, JA7TDO. And again, I thank him for sending me this one as a demo unit, and I thank the gentleman who wishes to remain anonymous who purchased this for me from Amazon so that I could review this one. So that's about it. Like I say, I will be testing this one now, and I'll probably wait until band conditions are a little better on HF, and then I can test both HF and VHF. Probably, maybe tomorrow. I'll try tomorrow, see how the band conditions are. I still have to repair one of my shortwave antennas that was damaged in the storm a couple weeks ago. Excuse me. So that's the show for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any other SDR radios, yesterday when I was doing a little research on this guy, I went back to that website that I did a review on that has a complete listing, although it hasn't been updated in a while, of all the software that's available for these devices, including the little $20 dongle you can buy. And the list is enormous. I mean, there must be over 100 applications that will control this little guy, from ones that are super elaborate, actually some that you have to pay for, most of which you don't have to pay for, to individual little software packages that do specific things. Like one I saw, it was just a spectrum display. So it was using this basically as a spectrum, or one of these, as a spectrum analyzer, and it just showed you graphically where it scanned this huge spectrum band and what it found. Now, a lot of the programs, such as SDR Sharp, for instance, don't really give you that capability of just continuously scanning the entire bands. They usually, just show you a segment of the band that they allow, which is, a couple hundred megahertz, not 100, couple of megahertz bandwidth, and you have to manually move it. I think I better stop because I'm making a lot of mistakes here. I guess the heat's getting to me. I apologize for the background noise. That's my air conditioner. It's It's just intolerable out here in my workshop now that the weather conditions have escalated, and outside temperature this morning at 7 o'clock was 85 degrees and going up. So I have to keep the wall air conditioner on in the summertime when I'm out here. That's the show for today. Again, if you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.